Okay, so let's have a look at managing live trades. So the reason why I've actually decided to make this topic is because most people struggle, because everyone talks about when to find a trade, when to set up a trade, and how to execute a trade. But what do you actually do when the trade's running? Because that's not what most people teach on YouTube and stuff. And I want to make this course about everything. So when you actually have a trade that is in your favor and going in the way you want, how do you actually control it to make the most money? Okay, because what you notice is that if you look at anyone, like if someone shows you their profits and they made a lot of money, okay, or you look on something on YouTube or Google and someone made a lot of money, it's not from one trade, okay, and it's not even from one position. It might be multiple positions of multiple trades, okay, or it could be multiple positions of one trade. And what does that mean? Or what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that, from one trade, the people that make the most money really maximize a really good trade and keep pushing on, and keep actually using the trade to make more money. If that doesn't make sense, let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? So for starters, we have price in this direction, making lower lows and lower highs, okay? So we have a break and retest of a structure. To keep it quite simply, we also have a trend line going like that sort of thing. We also have, a Fibonacci at a 61.8 golden zone. So, we have a really strong area of value that if price came to this level, I would be looking for a retest and then catch the downtrend. So catch the next impulse to the downside, okay? So let's see what happens when price gets to level. I'm going to go on my 30-minute time frame, okay? I'm going to try to wait for price to give me an indication. Okay, so price has got into that level. Now on a 50-minute time frame, which is entry time frame, all I need to do is wait for some sort of break and retest of some structure to give me a good indication to enter. Okay, so price is moving around. I'm on replay mode, so I know what's going on. Okay, so I would say, okay, so obviously price is sort of broken this structure. And now what we need to try to do is catch some sort of retest, okay? So this for me looks like a retest. 2 week rejections, prices, broken, came back up and then controlled it down. And I want to try to catch it at this area value. This is really simple, break and retest entry. Nothing complicated about that. So what do we do? So I'm on a 50-minute time frame. I grab at my short tool, okay, entry, somewhere around here. Stop loss above the structure. Let's say we do 11 pips. Okay, now you can work out, whenever you take a trade, the smart thing to do is really to have multiple take profits, okay? And what do I mean by that? So, the next take profit, or most people always do to take profit at the next key level. Okay, so next key level would be, maybe down here, realistically speaking, will be the next key level, because that's where price is going to pull back to, okay? But you don't have to just have one take profit here. So if I enter the position of AED CAD sell, I can enter 3 times, 1, 2, 3. And what it allows me to do is it allows me to have 3 different positions, okay? So because I have 3 different positions, I can say, take profit 1 will be here, take profit 2 will be here, and take profit 3 could be down here. And that allows me to actually take partial profits as I continue on. And even though, the second I take a profit, even though it could not work and go against me, I've really taken some small profits, okay? So, step 1 of taking a trade, you could have multiple take profits. For this example, we've got 3. We can really have 2 if we wanted to. That would make sense. That's fine. And we'll just enter the position twice and set those 2 take profits there, okay? So let's do that, okay? So let's just enter the position twice, take profit 1 down here. And that's giving me a 2.75 risk reward ratio, which is fine for take profit 1. And my next take profit will be all the way down here, okay? So almost a 6.5, okay? So let's see what happens. All right, so I'm in the position. Okay, price has rallied down quite hard and came back up, but my stop loss is still above structure, so I haven't got knocked out. Okay, but I haven't taken profit either, so my trade's still running. This is a really good example. So I continue down. Okay, so as you can see, price got really, really close to my stop loss, but because I gave myself room to breathe, I wasn't right above the structure, it was room to breathe. I was safe in that position. Okay. So price continues down. Let's extend this a bit longer. So, realistically, you probably could have got in here. Like this would have been a break and retest too. But, I just give you guys what makes sense, because most people would have got here. After these 2 week rejections, most people would have caught that as a break and retest, and that's what I'm going to do. But I like to wait for price to come a bit away from it and then come back up, but that doesn't matter. We're still in the trade, doesn't really matter, okay? So price value is down, okay? Price comes back up, makes another move, and come back up again. And do we have a take profit here? Not yet. So price continues up, and this is a really good example because not everything happens straight away, okay? So we're still in this trade. Okay, bang, take profit 1 was here, okay? So take profit 1 was at 2.75 times your risk, okay? So you're up 2R or 2.5R. Now, what do we do from this position? So there's a few things you can do, right? Whenever take profit 1 gets hit, most people set their trade to break even. And what does that mean? It means you move your stop loss just above your entry. Okay, so your old stop loss was up here. And if you just move the stop loss to your break even, my new stop loss is here. If I double click it, there's my coordinates, enter that into my phone as a stop loss. And now my stop loss is a break even. Now what that means is that no matter what I do, I can't lose any money at all. I've already made partial profits. I've already made it a quick 2.5R. And the rest, my big runner, my big take profit, I can't lose any money. At the end of the day, it's not so much about how much money you can make. It's more about how do I protect my capital. Okay, because if you protect your capital, then in the long run, you're going to be consistently making money. And that's what's important, okay? So how to manage a live trade. Once take profit 1 is hit, we can set trade to break even so I can't lose any money. Now, what that means is that it allows me to actually tackle and be safe, okay? Because my capital is protected, but I can still run for that take profit too. That's super important, okay? And something else I will be showing you is that how do I enter again to get a better position, all right? So this is what we call scaling in. So scaling in is pretty much maximizing your position, and it comes from a break and retest too. So if I'm trying to scale in, what I want to do is find, because I'm trying to catch into the big move, okay? So I'm trying to find, a break and retest of a big structure, and this is technically a break and retest, all right? Now I'm not gonna, let's just say we took this trade. I'm not really gonna take it, but let's say we took a trade here, okay? Now if we usually, like that, that's a scaling in, because I'm adding another position while I'm trying to catch the big move and keep adding positions. Now this might not work, I don't know, this might work, I have no idea. But at the end of the day, the smart thing about scaling in is that because I risk 1% up here, right? So far I've risked 1% overall. Okay, so I'm at 1% risk, okay? But I've already taken an RR of 2.5. And I have, let's say I have another 1% floating. So I got 1% floating, and that's from the take profit too. So I've already got 1% up floating, okay? So naturally speaking, this whole position of AED CAD, right? I'm up about 3.5%. That's what my position looks like. So when I scale in, I don't need to risk 1%. Okay, I can risk 3% because I'm already up 3.5, but what that means is that my whole position I can only really make 0.5. So I'm willing to risk my whole position. Okay, or sorry, I'm willing to risk all my profits to maximize my profits completely. Does that make sense? Okay, so if I'm risking 3.5, right, I can set my break even now to this break, to my stop loss original. So this can be now my new break. That can be my new trailing stop loss because I'm moving my stop loss. So you can also do this when you manage live trades. You can trail your stop loss, so you can keep moving your stop loss above structure, trying to maximize all those profits. That's one way to also manage your live trade. Now, if I've done that and I've made my new scale in that stop loss, then if this whole profit is up 2.5% and then I risk 2.5% in this trade, then I'm just balancing out my profit. So if I lose this trade now and I do enter this scale in, then no matter what I do, I've just lost no money, but I haven't gained any money either. So you have this opportunity cost, you have this risk to reward. I'm gonna take away all my profits in order to maximize my profits completely. So let's just say we did 2.5%. So I'm risking 2% this trade. So if it's a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, okay, then it means I can profit 4% because each one risk is 2% because I'm risking 2%. So 4%. So right now I've added an extra 4% possibility to gain from this trade. Okay. So I can plus 4%, and I already have, an original, I think it was 6.5 risk reward on the table. So I've already got 6.5%. So, I've almost doubled that just by scaling in. And this is how people really make the most money, not from one trade, but from constantly scaling in and using their risk the previous reward, the previous profits as a buffer. So this is all a buffer, this area here. No matter what I do, I'm just canceling out my profits. Okay, that's pretty much how it works. And I enter the position, price comes down, comes back up, take profit hit. Okay, now I could have made it 6.5, but because I scaled in with 2.5, I made an extra 4%. So I made an 11.5% trade off one trade, 11.5% gain off one trade. Okay, so how do you manage live trades? Well, the first thing you can do is you can actually do multiple take profits. That's a really good way to condense different partial profits and use break even. So you can also set break even. So whenever take profit one is hit, you can set break even, or you can set break even whenever. Break even is very important because it means that you can't lose any money, and that's the most important thing, protecting your capital. Okay, so partial profits, break even. The third thing is scaling in. So scaling in is very important. The easy way to do that is just keep trying to wait for that break and retest along the trend moving. Try to catch onto a break and retest, and use the scaling. And you can risk a lot more on a scale in because you already have a profit buffer. You got that buffer of profit that you can really use. So scaling is very important. It's going to mean that you can add a lot of extra profit onto your trade if it does work out. If it doesn't work out, you just call the trade a break even. So it's an option you can take, but that's the easiest way to manage a live trade. So use more than one take profit, 2 or 3. Set trade to break even and scale in whenever you can. That's the easiest way to maximize the most profit. And this takes time. Like, this doesn't always work out perfectly. This is one example. Please understand that. But this is very hard too, because when the trade's moving and is live and you see your money move and your dollar figures move, it gets quite emotional. You're mentally stressed out trying to work out what to do. So this is really hard to do, but this is something that you guys will work towards, okay? Because you're not going to get everything straight away, but you can work towards it. But it's very important to manage live trade. I haven't seen anyone really show this video on YouTube, but I do understand that, you know, if you can master the scaling in the break evens and the partial take profits, and you can work out your risk and use the buffer and stuff, it's really gonna give you that next edge in making or maximizing that one good trade to give you some really big profits.